Hello, my dear friends. Today I'm talking about the midpoint between Sun and Ascendant or rising sign. The quality of self confidence you show through your mannerism and temperament, the importance you place on existing and interpreted life circumstances, and your use of arrogant presence as a mask for your feelings can all begin with this motive. The personal satisfaction you have with the way you present yourself, your dedication to learning more about the different roles you have in life, and your effectiveness at reading the motives of others can also start here. The role of life's experiences as conveyed through your bearing and attitudes, your enthusiasm for living, your ability to impress others with your spirit, and the importance you place on your normal daily activities or routines are represented here. Taking an impartial and detached look at the effects you have on others and the immediate influence or power you exert on the people you meet are also represented here. In your personal life, the positive effect is conveying the impression that you are in control of your life, the confidence you display in your mannerism, the spirit and enthusiasm which you show, the personal habits which help make you unique. The less positive is about excessive attempts to seek attention from others, a personal style that shows overconfidence or arrogance, mannerisms that repel rather than attract others, your perceptions of another person's enthusiasm. In your relationship, in a positive way, it's about bringing others into your cycle of confidence and inner feelings. How you are able to harmoniously allow others to mingle with your own sense of self. The emphasis you place on learning about your partner. Less positive, it's about trying to overwhelm others with your own sense of importance. Lacking self-confidence when relating to others, overly enthusiastic or florally greetings, lavishness of appearance gone too far, arrogance. When it's about body and mind, it's about understanding your effect on the world and feeling mentally satisfied with that. Awareness of your presence and how people judge you within that. In politics and business, the positive is how others notice expressions of the current policy, the nature of the enterprise or its people expressed directly and effectively, a leader who can show personal style and be popularly identified with an enterprise. Less positive, it's about imposing your demands upon neighbors, and arrogance shows by the leadership or ruling bodies, authority demonstrated in extravagant or even forceful way, a willful or self-centered leader with ambitions. Let's see how this midpoint between Sun and Ascendant is working with planets and points. With the Moon, fostering feelings of closeness to others, uncertainty over how others feel about you as a person, reading the feelings that others have for you, even when these are not verbalized, receptivity to cosmic information and ideas. With Mercury, discussions of the interpersonal roles you have with others when you meet together, a clever way of showing others that you are the person you are. Information on personal needs and motivations for understanding others. With Venus, appreciation of the role others play in helping you define who you are as a person. Satisfaction with the perception you receive from others about you as a person. Artistically inclined people who help you identify with yourself. Mars enhances your personal levels of enthusiasm and energy, strengthens your personality by adding energy and power, indignation over how others accept you as a person, noisy clamor or welcoming shouts, and active daily lifestyle. With Jupiter, the generosity you show when relating to others, a need to give wisdom and advice to others when you meet them, realizing the authority of others in ways that make them aware that you appreciate them for who they are. With Saturn, self-imposed restrictions on being yourself when meeting others, simple expressions which show the nature of your personality, direct but effective ways of demonstrating your personal sense of personhood to others. With Uranus, sudden or unexpected ways of demonstrating who you are, a strong desire to have an unconventional appearance, adapting a new sense of what you are as a person, gaining insight and ideas just by being near other people. With Neptune, an inability to relate clearly or effectively to another person, the feeling that you are not projecting clearly to those around you, illusions about the feelings of people you meet or encounter, shades of mystical togetherness. With Pluto, obsession with how others see you as a person, desires to create a more powerful personality, drastic measures to make others notice who you are, helps people feel the power of your personality and your force of will. With Nodes, using meetings with others to build your ego and sense of self. Friends who are able to help you increase your personal stature and recognition. Ties to people who help you to identify with self and others more easily. With MC, defining a personal sense of style and self, becoming more at case with who you are as a person and how you are able to grow and develop with your personality. Personal expertise recognized and appreciated by others. People that have relevant placement of midpoint between Sun and Ascendant. A strong midpoint has Edmund Halley, Abraham Lincoln, Björn Borg, Hermann Göring, Yehudi Menuhin, Jean-Paul Sartre. Weak point has Paul Newman, Pierre Renoir, Louis Pasteur, Benito Mussolini. And when it's about events, it's about Kennedy shot and Watergate. When it's about example of midpoint that are meeting with personal planets, with Sun and Ascendant, Edmund Halley. With the Moon, Rex Harrison. With Mercury, George Patton. With Venus, Björn Borg. With Mars, Jimmy Carter. With Jupiter, Andrew Hepburn. With Saturn, Edmund Halley. With Uranus, J.F. Kennedy shot. With Neptune, Nikola Tesla. With Pluto, Jean-Paul Sartre. With Nodes, Thomas H. Huxley. With MC, Richie Valens. So I will let you down the link where you can calculate this midpoint to see where do you have this one and if it makes aspect with planets in your natal chart. I'm waiting your comments and questions down below. Until next time, I wish you all the best. Bye-bye.